Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another Love and Hip Hop Miami review, so let's just get right into what happened in this episode. So Miami Tip is having a conversation with her boyfriend Chuck, who she's been in a relationship with for the past 5 years, and she tells him that she's ready to take the next step in the relationship, and he seems like he's on the same page. Now, Tip did tell him that she wants to have another baby because the son that she does have is in college right now, but she said that she does not want to be a single mother again, so if they do decide to have a baby together, she wants it to be after they move in with one another, and Chuck seemed to be all on board for that. But then she starts bringing up the Amara and Alan situation, and I don't understand what that had to do with her situation with her boyfriend Chuck, and he seemed to be confused about that too, because she told him that she didn't want their situation to be like Amara and Alan's, and he immediately started questioning her, asking her why she's so worried about their situation. And honestly, that's what everybody's wondering, because she's just way too invested in this Amara and Alan saga, and I don't understand why she cares so much. I mean, yeah, she did try to help Amara by telling her that she needs to leave Alan alone because he's not a good guy and he doesn't care about her, but once Amara told her to stay out of it and mind her business, she should have stayed out of it and minded her business. Now she's getting too deeply involved. I mean, her boyfriend was telling her to stay out of it and just focus on their relationship, and she immediately started bringing up the fact that she believes that Amara got Alan arrested at the airport because Amara just happened to be at the airport at the same time that Alan was there where he got arrested. And I'm just trying to understand when she became Team Alan, because it seems like she's doing a lot of defending of Alan, and that's the reason why she's coming at Amara. It's just really weird to me. And then on top of that, she has no proof that Amara was the one that got this man arrested, so I don't understand why she keeps putting that out there. And then her boyfriend told her that she still needs to stop getting involved in their business and that she needs to focus on their relationship and not Amara and Alan's, and I completely agree. But based on what happens later on in this episode, we know that she did not listen to what her boyfriend had to say at all. Now, Joy and Trina end up meeting up to get their nails done, and Joy starts opening up to Trina about the situation between Trick and Samantha that she just found out, because when Joy and Samantha had a conversation, they were arguing with each other, and Samantha immediately told Joy that she slept with Trick while he was married to Joy, and then she sent him right back to Joy. And Joy obviously felt some type of way about that, so the two of them almost ended up getting into a physical fight. Joy is saying that Samantha is trying to paint her out to be a bad guy and make herself look like a saint, but because people are starting to see that Samantha isn't really this saint that she tried to paint herself out to be, she ended up going on this social media rant about how negative reality TV is. And look, reality TV can be very negative and hard for people to consume because it has a lot of drama in it, but she knew this before she signed up to be on Love and Hip Hop. I mean, I'm sure she knew exactly what Love and Hip Hop was before she signed up for it. And look, I think Samantha's in the wrong for sleeping with Trick while he was married to Joy, and I know people are going to say, well, Joy knew that Samantha and Trick dated before that, and then she still married him anyway, but I feel like Samantha should have allowed Joy to get whatever karma she was going to get for sleeping with Trick allegedly while she knew that he was dating her sister. I don't feel like she needed to come in and sleep with Trick while he was married to Joy. I just feel like that's unnecessary. But Trina ends up telling Joy to come to Big D's party with her because Trick is going to be there, and she feels like, you know, Joy needs to have a conversation with Trick because she feels like Samantha and Joy are arguing with each other as if Trick is not the person who was in the middle of this whole situation in the first place, and so she feels like he needs to be held accountable. And I'm not gonna lie, I do agree, Trick played a big part in this situation, and it seems like the sisters are fighting with each other but letting him off the hook because, like I said before, Samantha is cool with Trick. She's able to talk to him, laugh with him, and not get into an argument with him, but when she's around Joy, she fights and argues with her as if Trick is completely innocent in the situation. Now, Bobby ends up inviting Amara to go shopping with him for this alter ego party that he's putting together, and Amara seemed to be excited about it until Bobby told her that he invited Miami Tip and Hot Topic to come. And obviously we know that Amara is not feeling them right now because they just ambushed her in last week's episode at Sonye's rehearsal. And Amara ends up telling Bobby all about it. She said that she thought that her and Sonye were going to meet up at the rehearsal so that they can talk about doing music with each other, but when she walked in, she saw Hot Topic and Miami Tip, and they immediately started jumping down her throat, accusing her of being the reason why Alan got arrested. And according to Amara, she is not the reason why Alan got arrested. She said that she had nothing to do with that, and she also said that Miami Tip Tip is lying about her paying Alan to be with her. She says she never paid Alan to be with her. That's not something that she would have to do. And I believe that. I don't think that she would have to pay a guy to be with her. I mean, she's absolutely beautiful. That doesn't mean that she couldn't have paid him, but I just don't believe that she did. But she did admit that Alan was broke when he met her and she loved him, so she helped him out a bit, which I think is crazy. She must have really not liked MJ because she went off on him and broke up with him because of the fact that he really wasn't making any money, and yet she stayed with Alan while he was broke and helped him out. So I thought that was kind of weird. Bobby did say that he was not surprised that Hot Topic was there getting involved in the situation because she's messy, and that she's the reason why he was beefing with Trina's husband last season, because she lied on him and made it seem like he was the one who got her connected to, you know, Trina's husband's baby mama, and she met with Trina's husband's baby mama last season. So I'm not surprised that she's with Miami Tip talking to Alan's wife. Now it's the night of Big D's party and he has Kent Jones there to perform, and Kent Jones said that he was very successful in the music industry for a point in time, but then one day he woke up with Bell's palsy and it changed everything for him. Now Bell's palsy is a sudden weakness or paralysis on one side of the face caused by inflammation of the facial nerve. So he said that once he, you know, got Bell's palsy, he ended up having a spiritual awakening and he decided to change himself completely. He doesn't make the music that he used to make. He doesn't even dress or act the same way that he used to. His new alter ego is what he had performing at Big D's party, and it wasn't good at all. I mean, I'm not going to say it was terrible, but I don't think that's the type of music that Big D wanted playing at his party. And both Big D and Trick were looking at each other after Kent Jones's performance, and they both said that they were not feeling it, and they definitely didn't like that he went on stage with an orange candle and said that this is the way that he communicates with his grandmother. They just felt like it wasn't the right time for him to pull out a candle, and they felt like he was dressed like a pimp, so they definitely were not feeling his performance at all. But obviously we know that this is the party that Trina told Joy to come to because she knew that Trick was going to be there. So as soon as Joy ends up spotting Trick from across the room, she immediately goes up to him and she tells him that they need to go outside and talk. And as soon as she got Trick outside and away from everybody, she immediately starts going off on him and confronts him about what Samantha said happened between the two of them. She told him that Samantha threw in her face that while she was married to Trick, she slept with him and then sent him back to her. And so she obviously is upset about this, and rightfully so. She should be upset about that. And Trick really didn't get the opportunity to speak because Joy did not want to let him say anything. She is pissed off at this point, and she tells him that he better put her on the payroll for his restaurant or else she's going to be the one that owns it. And then she tells him that she'll see him in court. Now, I don't think anything's going to happen in court between Trick and Joy. They're not together, but they're still married, and I feel like if they really wanted to get a divorce, they would have gotten one by now. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of the situation, but I know that it shouldn't be taking them this long to get a divorce. So this whole Pinky Doll situation is kind of confusing this season, but she ends up meeting with her manager Jacque, and she tells him that she met with Trick because Trick is trying to help her change her image around and help her make a song, and he gets really upset about this because obviously he's her manager and she's supposed to run everything through him, but she did not want to do that. And look, I can kind of understand why she didn't want to tell him about this, because last episode he did say that he didn't feel like music was for her, and he kind of said it in a really mean way that was kind of trying to break her spirit, and so she feels like he doesn't really see her vision, and that's why she went to Trick Daddy, because it seems like he believes in her more than Jacque does. So they're yelling at each other. Security has to come in and hold them back from each other because it looks like they're getting ready to get into a physical fight, and she tells him that the reason why she didn't tell him about the song with Trick is because he doesn't see the vision for her and that they're in a relationship and he cheated on her. So we didn't know that she was sleeping with her manager and that they had a relationship with each other. Look, that whole situation is doomed. I feel like she needs to find a new manager because clearly this guy doesn't think that she's going to be successful in what she wants to do. And then on top of that, they're dealing with each other romantically and then trying to do business. It's like, that's a toxic situation and it's not going to work out. Now, after the party, Big D does end up meeting up with Kent Jones, and he tells him that he wasn't really feeling his performance and he felt like he changed himself a little bit too much after he got diagnosed with Bell's palsy. And Big D definitely mentioned that orange candle that he brought on stage with him, and Kent said that the reason why he brought it on stage was because he wanted to connect with his grandmother, and she told him before she passed away that that's how she would connect with him, is through an orange candle. Now look, I understand the sentiment of what he was trying to do, but sometimes you have to read the room and look at what type of audience you're performing for, and maybe Big D's party wasn't the right place to do that. But I understood what Kent was trying to say, because he said that he didn't want to follow what the label was telling him to do, because that's what he did before. He said the label told him how to act and who to be, and that's not what he wants to do this time. He wants to be authentically himself, and so that's what he's trying to do now. And we know that this does happen in the industry. A lot of the times we don't even know the real person behind the music, because they're putting on an act for what the label tells them that they have to be, so we don't even really know the real them. But Big D was kind of being mean in the way that he started approaching the situation with Kent Jones. He was telling him that he needed to listen to the label and that he was dressed like a 1970s pimp. And look, he was dressed like a pimp. He definitely was, and I was not feeling that look at all. But at the end of the day, that's what he wants to do. But when Big D told him that he looked like a clown, I thought that was doing too much, and that's the reason why the two of them ended up getting into and heated back and forth, because Big D just was saying too many mean things to him, and I just felt like he could have approached it in a different way. Now, it's the night of Bobby's alter ego party, and Shay and Amara are there, and he tells them that even though he did invite Miami Tip and Hot Topic before he knew the issues that Amara had with them, he decided that he was going to uninvite them by putting no trespassing signs with their pictures on it outside of the building, which I felt was messy, because once he found out from Amara a few days prior to this that she had issues with them, he could have told them that he didn't want them to come because Amara was going to be there and he didn't want drama. But instead, he decided to put their pictures up outside under a no trespassing sign, so he was definitely trying to stir up some drama. But Gaelle ends up showing up, and obviously Amara and Shay are not feeling her. They got into it with her in last week's episode, and they have valid reasons not to like Gaelle. I mean, a lot of the cast doesn't like her. But Gaelle ends up going up to Joy and saying that she met her sister Samantha in last week's episode at that little brunch that Shay and Amara was at. And she completely lied to Joy about Shay. She said that at this little brunch, Shay started going off on her, saying that her and Joy are exactly the same because they slept with their sister's man. And that was crazy to me, and I'm glad that the producers ended up showing the real clip of what Shay said, because Shay said that she felt like Joy was a sweet and honest person, and that she wanted to hear Joy's side of the story because she doesn't believe that Joy would have flipped out on Samantha for no reason. She said that Gaelle was not to be trusted and that she was disgusting because she slept with her sister's husband, and then Samantha felt offended by this because she did the same thing to Joy, and so she felt some type of way and left. But Shay never said anything negative about Joy. And I don't like the fact that Joy was so quick to believe what Gaelle said, knowing that Gaelle is a liar. I just felt like she should have pulled Shay to the side and asked her what she said instead of just believing what Gaelle had to say. That's giving that she already had an issue with Shay, because why would you just automatically believe what Gaelle had to say? So then Miami Tip and Hot Topic end up showing up, and outside of the building they see the no trespassing sign with their pictures on it, and they try to get into the building and the security guard would not let them in, so they sneak in from a different door and they walk into the building while Bobby's on the microphone, and they immediately start confronting him. Miami Tip immediately starts going off on Amara, telling her that she got Alan arrested and that she paid him to be with her. She just starts yelling out all these accusations on Amara. Then Hot Topic points to Shay and says that everybody's saying that Shay had something to do with it as well because MJ's her brother and MJ went to college with Alan's brother. Shay told them that she had nothing to do with anything that has to do with Alan. She doesn't even like him. She doesn't even care about him, and I believe her. I don't believe that she had anything to do with it. I feel like she doesn't like Alan. She doesn't want anything to do with him, and she could care less what happens to him. So the fact that they're like jumping down everybody's throat about Alan being arrested is crazy. How about you check into why he was arrested before you start yelling at other people for him being arrested? So then Tip and Hot Topic end up getting kicked out of the party, and Joy and Gaelle follow them outside, and Joy starts asking them why they're so invested in Amara's situation with Alan, and Tip said it was because she tried to warn Amara about Alan and told her that she looked stupid chasing after him when it's clear that he really doesn't like her. And when Amara was not fond of her trying to tell her to stay away from Alan and getting involved in her business, Amara told her to stay out of it, and that's when Miami Tip felt some type of way because her and Amara started going back and forth with each other, and she felt like Amara was making her the enemy, so now she's beefing with her. And I agree, Amara did look stupid chasing Alan around, but at the end of the day, if she wants to look stupid and you already warned her that she looks stupid and she doesn't want to listen, just leave it alone at that point. I just feel like Miami Tip is doing too much, and it might be just that she's nosy. But then Joy tells them that Gaelle told her that Shay was talking bad about her, so now she wants to get back at Shay by getting her Flavor of Love enemy Bootz to come on the show. And I know that's going to be a messy situation because we know that Bootz and Shay have had issues with each other for a very long time, so I'm interested to see what happens about that. But Joy doing this doesn't make any sense because Shay didn't do anything to her. She didn't say the things that Gaelle said that she said. So that's crazy to me that Joy's doing that. But those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.